Hi, I'm Liz, and I'm the creator of Spoken. I want this channel to be a place where people can come and just enjoy their time with the Lord, where they can hear words of encouragement and they can worship, and they can reach out and have a discussion with other people, other believers, and just on their feelings and what they're struggling with. And so I'm just really happy you guys are here, and I really want you to enjoy these videos, and I know you will. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
So the other day I was in a coffee shop and I was talking to some 7th graders. They just started the school year, and something that God's been showing me through my own experience when I went to TCU was just the value of knowing who you are, because the world puts such a pressure on making you try to fit a mold of how the culture is or how people want you to be. There's such a pressure from the world to be somebody that you're not, or be somebody that is successful, and and even then it's like success isn't even defined. It's like as far as like what is success? Is success, is it money? Is success a big house with a Bugatti? Like, what is success? And so I was talking to these kids the other day, and just trying to relay them the value of just being who they are. They don't have to be somebody that they're not. They don't have to be who their friends are. They don't have to be the athlete if they're not the athlete. They don't have to be the skateboarder if they're not a skateboarder. That they can be comfortable in their own skin of who they are and live by the convictions that they have in their heart. When I was growing up, I really lived that way up through high school. I just was who I was, and I didn't have a problem with it, and I didn't drink, I didn't party, and I had those convictions in my heart, and I stuck by those convictions, and I really wasn't swayed by the world. But when I went to college, I had so much pressure from people around me to live in a way that wasn't who I was. I had pressure to drink, I had pressure to do drugs, I had pressure to hook up with girls because that's the culture around me. As an athlete, I played at TCU. As an athlete, there was such pressure around me to partake in those things. And I even got accused at one point of being gay because I wasn't hooking up with girls. And it really affected me. And so that their influence and that pressure from the world caused me to crumble and enter into a person who I was not. And so I started to party, and I started to hook up with girls, and I started to live in a way that I wanted other people to portray me. I remember taking a speech class, and I was so afraid to speak because I had this image that I had to upkeep, and if I would have failed, it would have compromised that image. And so for people today, for the youth, for anybody, it doesn't have to be the youth, but just for people, I think it's so important to be who God has called you to be. You don't have to be somebody that you're not. You don't have to perform for the world, because God has a destiny for you, and one day you're going to answer for it. And if you don't walk in who He's created you to be, you're going to miss out on that destiny, and you're going to stand before Him on Judgment Day and give an account for somebody else when He's called you to give an account for you and do the things that He's called you to do. If you're called to be a bartender, go be a bartender for the glory of God. If you're called to be a lawyer, go be a lawyer for the glory of God. If you're called to be a doctor, go be a doctor for the glory of God and fulfill the calling that He has on your life. Because you're only going to have to answer for you on that day when you stand before Him. And so, man, if I had anything to share right now with just the people of America, it would be that. It would just be to walk and be comfortable in your own skin, to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, God lives in that man. I'm Ryan Christian. That's Ryan Christian, and God lives in me, and I can be who He's called me to be. I work with special needs kids, and that's the season of life that I'm in right now, and I get to walk in that and be comfortable in that because that's what God's asked me to do. And so be who He's called you to be. Again, I'm Ryan Christian, and this is Spoken.